The mystery and the revelation of the mystery, the hidden treasure, that their hearts may be encouraged, being knit together in love, and attaining to all riches of the full assurance of understanding, to the knowledge of the mystery of God and the Father, and of Christ, in whom are hidden all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. Colossians chapter 2, verse 2 to 3. These riches of God are like a buried treasure hidden from the minds and eyes of men. This treasure cannot be found by the natural man. No person, not even a believer, can find and discover these riches of this treasure within themselves. The Apostle Paul speaks that within this mystery of Christ, God and Father, are hidden all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. In this verse, he speaks of the treasure as wisdom and knowledge. This shows us how we discover the riches and treasures of Christ. It comes to us by revelation, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It comes to us by the Holy Spirit opening our minds and hearts to the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6. The true treasure of wisdom and knowledge goes much deeper than just basic Bible knowledge and basic truths of Christian faith. It is more glorious than just promises and doctrines and biblical stories. This treasure is the divine revelation knowledge of His divine life within us. It is the glorious truth of knowing Him, His love, wisdom, peace, joy, and the riches of His grace. It is the unveiling of our blinded eyes and the shining light of Christ into our hearts to give us the true knowledge of the glory and riches of God. The sad thing is that a multitude of believers are seeking after God and golden truths of the Bible, yet in the wrong place. They study the Bible, learn the stories of the Old Testament, and gain much knowledge about God and Christ. They learn Bible doctrines, principles, and promises. Yet in this entire search, they haven't discovered the treasure and the riches of the knowledge of Christ as their life. That is not to say they haven't found golden nuggets of truth and knowledge, yet they haven't found the main vein of gold. That main vein of gold is the revelation knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the fullness of Christ, the riches of Christ. Ephesians chapter 3 verse 8, to preach the unsearchable riches of Christ. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 7, that in the ages to come he might show exceeding riches of his grace in his kindness. Philippians chapter 4 verse 19, that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy. Romans chapter 11 verse 33, the depth of the riches both of wisdom and knowledge of God. The mystery of union. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 31 to 32, for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. Paul is giving a profound truth which he is illustrating by the act of marriage between the husband and his wife. Marriage is a good illustration that shows us one of the greatest truths in the Bible. That truth is the union between Christ and his church, between God and man. But he that is joined to the Lord is one spirit. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 17. The word union comes from the Latin word meaning unos or one. This is also the deeper meaning of the spiritual truth concerning union. Our union with Christ means more than just Christ living in us. Even though he lives in us does not mean that we have become one with him. Far from it. We still live an independent, separated understanding of our union with him. The true and ultimate intention of God regarding union is that we would become one with the Christ that is in us. Becoming one with Christ is a lifelong process of spiritual growth. It is becoming one in minds, thoughts, will, motives, word, spirit, purpose, character, life, nature, and etc. It is becoming so one with Him that we become as He is and He as us. But I want to clarify this, that we are not Christ. Just like the well-known preacher who claimed that he is the appointed son, he is Christ. We are not. John said perfectly in his epistle, "As he is, so are we." It is becoming one in the same manner, just as Jesus was one with the Father while he was in the flesh. The book of John shows us the perfect illustration and examples of union between the Father and the Son. Jesus made reference to his union with the Father many times in the book of John. Example, "I and the Father are one. He that has seen me has seen the Father. If you had known me, you have known the Father also." Jesus shows us how two have become one. He was in perfect union with the Father, that everything he did and said came from the Father. He said he did nothing apart from or independent of the Father. Rather, he did them by, in, and through the Father. Even concerning the works, he said it was the Father in him doing the works. Not only was Jesus one with the Father, but he also prayed for us to become one, even to the same degree as he and the Father as one, as we read it in John chapter 17, verse 20 to 31. To God be the glory. God bless you.